R.I.P. cinema, long live content. Snyder's camera swoops and swerves, slows down some more, then speeds back up, but for all the particle effects and proper lighting jobs this time.
When you think about
And you fugazi if you think I'ma admit wrong. I quibble any hypocritic critic I'm sick on.
Well boys, I decided to stick my dick back in the Letterboxd and take a look at some reviews. But since it's the 1-year anniversary of the Snyder Cut release, I wanted to take some time and look at some bad reviews that the movie has, to see if we can find some funny ones, or some with some legitimate points. Either way, it's all in good fun. If you've been following my channel for a while, then you know that I'm a big fan of Zack Snyder, and I've talked about his movies a lot, including the Snyder Cut. So I'm very intrigued to see what kind of low reviews that the glorious website Letterboxd has in store for us today. Actually, I don't know why I gotta look at these, because the only Letterboxd review that actually matters is mine. Zack Snyder's Justice League, 5 stars, literal perfection. I'm curious if there's people out there who actually take my Letterboxd reviews seriously. But anyway, let's hop into Letterboxd, filter it to the lowest rating, and see what kind of shit we can dig up. I just glanced at the page and a lot of brilliant reviews are just popping out at me. Why bury Run disabled, bruh? No film should be over 3 hours, period. Too long. Watch a real movie, bruh. I take it these are just signs of things to come.
It's not just a signal, it's a warning.
How does Snyder, given more time and money, make Whedon's film exponentially worse? Shouldn't you be asking, how did Joss Whedon take Zack Snyder's film and make it bad? It's actually impressive how much he fucked it up. I do not like Mr. Snyder, and, yeah, never direct again. Very insightful. You're gonna see a lot of, bad reviews from people saying they just don't like Snyder. Like, seriously, I don't think I've ever seen a more hated director. Honestly, couldn't even finish the movie. Ah, you took the YMS approach. I dig it. In that case, I'm not gonna finish reading this review. I mean, it seems fair to me. Haven't watched it. I just wanted to see Snyder fans mad. Well, I appreciate the honesty. This movie was so strange. If I'm being honest, I never really got what happened, but I just watched it. It was like Loop. Don't watch this for your own safety. Guess he somehow got confused? Or I guess he's saying he forgot what happened already? I don't know. I've seen every iteration of this garbage fire. Joss cut, Snyder cut, black and white cut, all horrible. Well, at least they went out of the way to watch all different versions of it. If I was in a room with Hitler, Reagan, and Zack Snyder, and had a gun with 2 bullets, I'd shoot Snyder twice. That's a very rational response to have to watching a movie from a director you don't like. After watching this, I now understand why incels commit mass shootings.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Worst Marvel film ever. I mean, I guess they're technically not wrong. Man, fuck Zack Snyder. I swear, the amount of reviews that have nothing to do with the movie but Zack Snyder himself is actually really amazing. The only other director I think of who ever got this much hate was who? Michael Bay. Which, by the way, definitely looking forward to his new film. Watched about 10 minutes of the original, turned it off, didn't bother with this cut. I stand by my rating. This is taking like the YMS review method to a whole new level. Didn't even watch it at all, but still gonna rate it. I love it. Zack Snyder is protecting his record of never making a good movie. Here's a series of very insightful ones. Nah, I got better stuff to do with my time. Honestly, this is almost worse than the original. Ass. How profound. This dude just left a link to a YouTube video, and when we click on it, it just leads to Muller's 2-hour long review on the movie. Yeah, I'm gonna take a page out of the previous review's book. Nah, I got better things to do with my time. That's right, baby. Christianity wins. And Christ, smug chuckle, Christ wears a cape. That one actually made me laugh. So long. No, way too long. Dumb director. If you need this long to make a good film, find a new job. The worst movie ever made. Terrible movie. This movie is a nemesis of mine. I will talk down on it for as long as I live. This movie ruined The Flash. No, this movie single-handedly ruined my life. I will never get back what I lost before watching it.
Okay.
A little dramatic, don't you think? Second worst movie I've ever seen in my 24 years. Only next to Venom 2. Shit's got PS1 CGI. Potentially Sega Genesis. Movie was dog shit with Whedon, and it's dog shit with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is a terrorist.
Excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
Zack Snyder is a fucking clown. Stop indulging him. Let me start this by saying that if you are a Zack Snyder DCU fanboy, please leave this page and never return. Now to the review. Well, I would read it, but, you know, you advised me not to, so see ya. Jesus fucking Christ. Stop trying to make DC happen. Yeah, stop trying to bring these characters to life on the big screen. Leave that shit to Marvel. The fuck kind of review is that? More like Snyder Cut, thunderous applause. And there's people who still think Snyder can direct. Like I said, so many of these reviews are just about Zack Snyder, not really about the movie at all. This movie made me not want to live even more than I already wanted to not live. Such a terrible movie. Terrible VFX, weird aspect ratio, such a chore to get through. I couldn't even finish it. I've been trying to since the day it released back in March, and we're now in October. That's 7 months after, and I just can't. Horrible score as well. Especially when Wonder Woman shows up and it's incredibly annoying. I hate it a lot. Shit. Eat the shit. Throw up the shit. Eat the throw up shit. Congrats. You did it. You are better than Zack Snyder's Justice League.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
It's alright, but 4/3, so the aspect ratio was enough to drop it down to a half-star review. This film brings me a sense of raw, unbridled misery. I want to fucking off myself knowing I live in the same reality as people who watch any of Mr. Snyder's films that are not 300 and actively enjoy them. Artistic talent and vision my ass. Bro, I love how over-dramatic these reviews are. It's a movie, it's not that serious. God Snyder. I don't know what that means, but I agree. Ew, I disagree. Mr. Snyder, what you just made is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever seen. At no point in your rambling, incoherent movie were you even close to anything. Okay, he's doing the fucking thing from Billy Madison. You know, that was a really funny meme until the internet fucking ruined it. So now it's actually not really that clever anymore. A shame, because it was really funny. I think the real joker is Zack, who released this thinking people were being serious when we said release the Snyder Cut. We were joking.
We? We?
Evidently, Snyder needs 4 hours to get himself off these days. And evidently, you need to write a college essay to get yourself off. Yeah, I'm not reading that, but good for you, or sorry that happened to you. The Axe body spray of superhero films. I actually find that analogy really funny. Yeah, that'll about do it. I think we've seen enough. So those made for some pretty entertaining reads. And I find it very amusing that a lot of these low ratings are simply because they don't like Zack Snyder himself. It doesn't really have much to do with the movie, and hell, some said they didn't even finish the movie. It just baffles my mind how much hate Zack Snyder gets. It's like, you know the guy just makes movies, right? Oh, that's right, he made movies that they didn't like. So let's go ahead and talk about how much we hate him. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there are several directors that I personally am not a fan of, but I'll usually give a fair shake if I'm watching something they make. Like, I'm not a big fan of Joss Whedon. I never was. Even before he did the 2017 theatrical cut Justice League. I wasn't into Buffy the Vampire Slayer, didn't care for Firefly, and I really don't care for Age of Ultron. But even then, I still think The Cabin in the Woods and the first Avenger movie are pretty solid. And even though I don't really care for him as a director, I can still look past my personal bias and see the movie for what it is. Or at least I like to think that I do. I'm not gonna lie, there are several times where the bias can swing in the opposite direction, and when I'm viewing a movie from a director that I like, I can't let it cloud my judgment a little bit, and I can look past certain aspects. Hell, there are actually a lot of legitimate things you can criticize Zack Snyder's Justice League for, and I have seen people make some very solid points. But just like anyone when they're talking about any movie ever, you can totally agree with them, you can see the problems, you can see the issues, but you can still enjoy it. The Snyder Cut isn't a perfect movie, despite what my very excellent Letterboxd review says. But I can't look past several aspects of it because, number one, I really do like Zack Snyder. But more importantly, this is a movie that shouldn't exist. Warner Bros. Never wanted to acknowledge its existence, they never wanted anyone to see it, and they just wanted to move on from it. So the fact that I own a Blu-ray copy of this film that wasn't even supposed to be released blows my fucking mind. It's very rare that something like this happens. So I see this movie as just a huge win for the fans, and it's worth acknowledging and celebrating. And personally, I would like to see a continuation of this story. Will that actually happen? I don't really know, but I'll definitely support it if it does. I feel like I was rambling for a bit. Where was I? Oh yeah, the hate that Zack Snyder gets. It's pretty crazy, and I don't really get it. I believe there's a way to view a movie from a filmmaker that you don't like, and try to view it as objectively as possible, and not let the hate for the director or the fandom cloud your judgment. But of course, when critiquing or reviewing something, we're all a little biased, because certain filmmakers will have just a style that you're not a fan of, and I completely understand that. Just judging from a lot of the reviews I've seen, it all just seems directed and guided at the filmmaker himself and not the actual film, which in turns make me not really take the review or what they have to say seriously, especially when they openly admit that they didn't even give the movie a fair shake. But anyway, I think I rambled on long enough. Crazy that a whole year already passed since the release of the Snyder Cut. As a celebration, I'm definitely going to be watching it again tonight. So much, go ahead, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the Snyder Cut. And even better, what are some legitimate criticisms you have for the film? Because there are definitely things to criticize. In my review from about a year ago, I point out several things that I don't think the movie does that well, or I wish would be tweaked and changed. But still, as a whole, I really love the movie. I think it's great. So please tell me, what are legitimate issues you have with the movie? I'm really curious. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, go and drop a like on it. Thanks for watching.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that? Get every
Now, I like to put the jelly inside my ass. Then put some of this peanut butter on top of it. I call it a peanut butter jelly and sandwich. But Tom here will be calling it lunch.